Good morning, and this is the Crypto Day Morning. Today's date, Sunday, 25th of November, 2018. And as we're looking at the Bitcoin charts, all bets trades amongst one's own risk reward. But as looking at this chart, the very noticeable lower high matching low pattern signified within the downtrend lines and the horizontal ray shown at 59.10. Decent size break after such because the volatility was quite microscopic, really noticeably starting September 7th, and that ended, of course, on this decent red candle down period here. This 3-day period, 20% down. For the week right now, down 30.55%. For the week, we can see price action noticeably above the significant my level I've been talking about at 3,000. The actual area in at 3,085 amongst the Fibonacci from the lows here at around 150, and then the highs at around 20,000. The 23.6% Fibonacci level did play as one would expect, as that was heavy support. That level was in at around 62, 6,300. And of course, now falling down below that, it usually is almost a gimme that it's going to hit the next level. It has, to me, come close to piercing above. I'd like to see 33 to 3,200 as a pierce higher. And I do think that this move is not over, as we see this on the daily term time frame. Well below this 18 average of highs, which is falling very rapidly. Waterfall slide price action well below the 18 average of lows, and it has been ever since this. Even it's been below it ever since here, but since the big fall again on November 18th, 19th, well below this. Anytime you get decent sized rallies, I'll be looking for this type of area to be a point of resistance. Fibonacci retracement, key high to key low. The breakdown high is in at 6,544. So take that number divided by whatever the low is, which is currently in at 3,474. Take that level, multiply it by the roots of 23.6, 38.2, 61.8, and 76.4. I think those will be 4 key levels of resistance. For now, even though I'm now trading this on a short-term level, I'm not going to calculate that or take too much into it because this mode is still in a very steady decline. 1 hour time frame, however, we see possibilities maybe that this thing might want to come up short term, but I'd be looking at this to come up into the 42, 4,300 level if we're going to have a short term move, because as this plays out for that 1,000 point, I would expect one of 2 ways of getting there. One, continuation of what we're doing, which would just be simply just continue going lower, making that level today, tomorrow, next day, or the day after that kind of stuff. Maybe we could make some sort of higher or lower high before getting down there and probably piercing. So those are one of the 2 measures I think that price action could very well hit up within that point. But it's only a differential right now of about 20+% from that point. But I'm still waiting to buy at 3,000. Really though, it's at 33,333 area, because that's what it would calculate to be when doing it under the TUSD or the USDC coin. Let's now take a look at the Bitcoin cross against the true US dollar, which is basically the reverse of such. But actually, if I want to quickly show the 15-minute time frame on here before I do, because this was meant to be part of what I want to go through. So as we were talking about this, I showed on the hour time frame that it looked like, oh, maybe it might be able to come up to this level. Well, when you see that, shorten it out, what do we see from here? We see that this rally came in at 6 a.m. up to this 39.33 level, has so far successfully corrected well within the 18 average of highs. And this is so short term, looking at the 15-minute time frame. But it looks like it has the availability to go. I think if this doesn't spark out and come in and test into the low 4,000s, that we would probably be in for that 3,000 move within the next day or 2. But as it stands right now, pretty interesting, decent short-term setup. Let's now go to the TUSD. And within such, there's the opposite. Look at how it's just hanging in there within the 18 average of lows. I wish there was a setup for a lot of charts where you could actually just view the mathematical opposite, because that can give you another way of looking at the exact same thing, especially if you're really good at seeing only bullish or bearish things. You can reverse it, kind of deal. However, with that being said, I was noticing as it was falling, yeah, you know what, maybe it's time that I start day trading this back and forth if we're going to have these wild moves. Because as this was breaking past 24,000 in the 27,000 range, I'm thinking, you know, I probably should just be trading this dollar for dollar. Every single dollar I sell, I'm going to try to buy back for that same amount. For every TUSD I sell, I'm going to buy that one back at the lower price. So sell 10, buy 10, sell 50, buy 50 kind of deal. And then buy 50, sell 50, buy 50, sell 50, and just back and forth. And then I'll be profiting Bitcoin along the way within such. So I started doing it, and thankfully this move happened, because when we take a look at this, let's see if it'll go on the 5-minute time frame. These moves here are false moves, in that if this went down to barely below 24,000, the low was 23. Where do I see it? That's not the low, because it was 23,855. My buy order was like 24,002 or 24,001, and I had one at 25,002. But it meant that what I bought at 24,000, I could sell immediately in the 26,000 range, and that was fantastic. But it also meant that as this move last night came into place right in here, I had 5 sell orders occur as I was sleeping from 3:25 a.m. to 5:20. And I wake up and this down move had already happened. I got up after 6 a.m. So of the 5 sell orders that took place, I bought 2 of them back immediately. And I got 3 buy orders in below. And I'm now just curious to see, as I look at this, what's the low in here? 25,641. Did I get any buy orders just get hit? Let me take a look. And I had an order at 26,011. So yes, 3 of the 5 sale orders that I had have now been bought back. So I'm going to now put a sell order in for the exact same amount of TUSD that I bought. I'm going to put a sell order in somewhere up around here, because I've already put the 2 in that I bought back down below here and here. And just keep doing this, because the volatility is there. And as I like to have as many different possible crossings that I can. Bitcoin before, when it was trading, well, I don't got the right, but during the time frame in which the price action of Bitcoin was in the 6,000s, just doing nothing at the 1% days, it wasn't worth trading. But now that the movements, yeah, so back in here, it just wasn't worth trading when it was doing all of this stuff in here. But now it is. So thank you for, actually, no, I got one more thing to show, and that is the coin market cap. And within such, I can only show, I can just do this, scroll over. We can see that there's this high. It's been going down. It's near this line. This is a logarithmic chart. This line is in at 100 billion. All I want to talk about is what's this low. This low is about 3 billion. Pretty much right on the nose. Close to it. And this high, well, it's in at 832 billion. So therefore, 221, you go ahead, maybe you can see how important that level might have been, but 100, we'll see. Hair below, 97 billion is what says 61.8, which means 38.2% down, coinciding with Bitcoin 3,000, 38.2% down. So I'm going to be very curious to see, as we move within the next few days, if, most likely working together, the 3,000 and the 97 market cap number do find a bottom, maybe a large pierce below that just quickly rebounds, meaning goes from 3,000 to 2,600 fast, and then up to 3,000 and 4,000 quickly after that. I'll be interested to see how that plays out. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.